Welcome to The Resilient Rainer, the premier podcast focused on mental performance for equestrians and improved horse show performance. Whether you're a rookie reiner or a seasoned competitor, this show is for riders who want to take their skills to the next level and achieve their full potential in the show ring. I'm Nicole Burnett, and I'm a master mindset coach who's obsessed with helping you achieve all those horse dreams you always thought were impossible. Join me each week to develop a show-ready mindset and gain the competitive edge you need to compete with confidence.
Hello. Welcome back, friends. I'm your host, Nicole Burnett, and welcome back to the Resilient Rainer podcast. I am so thrilled you're back. It's been really fun connecting with you guys this last week. We had a whole thing with the newsletter. So again, if you're not part of the email newsletter, be on there, where we had a whole poll of what podcast topics do you want next? And I am really excited for some of the upcoming topics. So should I share? Oh my gosh, I'll share a little bit. Okay, so I guess I should say I was just a little surprised at the results, that I kind of thought there might be one clear front runner, but there was a lot of dispersal, which was just really intriguing. So by a nose, I've got to say the most requested was doing a beginner's guide to mental rehearsal, right? A beginner's guide to creating winning rides in your mind. You know, basically everybody says that you should visualize, but where do you even start? And so this is an episode where I'd break down the basics of visualization for riders, you know, what to visualize, how do you do it effectively, some tips. And so just kind of give you guys some pointers on how to get started. So that was, I think, the most requested one. But the other ones, we definitely had, they were kind of in a dead heat, which is really fun for me because when I brainstorm these ideas about podcast topics, I want to do things that I'm interested in. And of course, I want to do things that you, my audience, are interested and will get a lot of value out of. So I'm really excited to hear that all of these topics were interesting. So some of these upcoming other podcast topics are going to be my personal pick-me-up routine and recharging your mental batteries, because I've been working a lot lately, and that's really great, and I am so grateful, but I've been working a lot, and it's been 100 degrees, and I'm getting a little burned out, and so just kind of, this might be a really fun time to have a peek into behind the scenes of what do I do as a mental coach when I'm feeling burnt out, when I'm struggling to stay motivated? So what is my go-to routine as a mental coach on those tough days, practical steps that I take personally to reset my mindset, you know, reignite my passion and get back in the saddle? Because one of the cool things that I have the absolute honor of experiencing is that as a mental coach, I am also a fellow non-pro in the sense of, yes, I have a lot of expertise on the mental side of all of this stuff, and I love doing that. I love my one-on-one clients, my people in all my programs. You guys are amazing. And I also, as a non-pro, like, you can't send your horse to me for training, okay? I don't take in outside horses. I love, training my own, but I don't take in outside horses. I'm not a professional trainer. I'm a non-pro. I do have some, professionals on the roster, but I really relate to my non-pro clients in the sense of how do we balance family, work, limited time, all of these balances. Like, I really deeply empathize and understand. And so I think that gives me so much more empathy into just the trade-offs. I don't even really want to say limitations, because what I truly mean is I do mean trade-offs, because it's all about these trade-offs and how I navigate these trade-offs. And I really deeply understand where all my clients are coming from in terms of managing these things. So anyway, so that'll be a fun one of just, whether you're feeling the daily grind or losing motivation as a rider, these will be my personal tips to get back on track. Let's see. And of course, We had votes for how do you go from wanting to having, right? If you're just tired of wanting better rides, but you're not quite getting there, how do we go from just wanting better rides to having better rides? And what role does your mindset play, and what sort of mental shifts do you need to make in order to go from just wanting better rides to having better rides? So this is going to be all about how, your intentions and your mindset and this energy of success, and how do you make the mental shifts that are required to start experiencing the rides that you dream of. So I'm really excited for some of these really great upcoming episodes, and thank you for being here. If you're loving the podcast, please go ahead, scroll down, rate the podcast, hit 5 stars, and leave a sentence or two about something that you've taken away listening to this episode. It really helps me out, helps me to be able to reach more people, and I really appreciate it. Thank you. Okay, so for today's topic, oh my goodness. So today I am sharing, these are 5 things that I tell all of my clients that you have to stop making these mistakes if you want to pull a check on your next run. So I'm going to share them with you so that you can avoid these 5 mistakes to pull a check on your next run. Okay, cowboy, let's do it. We know the thrill of nailing that perfect run, okay? And whether you have actually nailed a perfect run in reality, or you have just dreamed about it and can feel it, we all know the thrill of just nailing that perfect run. But sometimes, despite our best efforts, things don't go as planned. As a mental coach for riders, I've seen how subtle shifts in your mindset and approach can make a huge difference in your performance. So today I'm sharing 5 common mistakes that can be holding you back from pulling a check, holding you back from making a great run, and how to avoid them. Mistake number 1. Overthinking every move. I know that it's easy to get caught up in the technicalities, especially when you're in the heat of the moment, but overthinking can be your worst enemy. Overthinking causes hesitation, missed cues, and timing errors that cost you precious points and cost you real money. Remember, you've trained for this. There's no way that you've never ridden and you've never practiced with your horse, that they've had 6 months off and you're just pulling them out the day of to go to a competition, all right? Or that, no, you've been working on this. I know that you have. So remember, you've trained for this. Trust your instincts. Ride with the confidence that comes from preparation. Let go of your mental clutter and just focus on the flow of your ride. When I work with folks, a huge focus of our time together is learning to be in the moment, learning to be focused, because focus on demand, it's a skill, absolutely something you can develop. I've seen time and time again how mental coaching is so helpful for riders to stop overthinking and just ride. I hear all the time, it's amazing how much more in sync I feel with my horse now. I love that feedback. Number 2, neglecting your mental warm-up. Just as your horse needs a good physical warm-up, your mind needs to be primed for peak performance. Skipping this step often leads to starting your run feeling unfocused, feeling anxious. So take a few moments before your run to just engage in some deep breathing, visualize your success, and set a clear intention for your ride. This mental preparation is crucial for keeping your nerves in check and setting the stage for a smooth, focused performance. And you might be wondering, okay, Nicole, does this really matter? A client of mine used to skip mental warm-ups, but after working together, she started taking the time to implement deep breathing before she competes. By implementing this alongside her other training, her reining scores increased 4 points in a single show season. Okay? Same horse, same trainer, same rider. She has seen how a few minutes of deep breathing and visualization can transform her ride. This truly is a game changer. All right, number 3 of common mistakes that can be holding you back from pulling a check. 3, ignoring your horse's signals. Your horse is constantly communicating with you, but are you listening? Every horse has unique signals and body language that indicate how they are feeling and reacting. Ignoring these cues can throw off your entire run. Build a strong partnership by tuning in to these signals and then adjust your approach as needed. This connection not only improves your performance, but also enhances the overall experience for you and your horse. Number 4, rushing through the pattern. Raise your hand if you are guilty of ever doing this, okay? If I'm looking around, I should see everybody's hand in the air. In their rush to complete the course quickly, it's easy to sacrifice precision for speed. However, rushing often leads to sloppy mistakes that can ruin an otherwise great run. Focus on executing each maneuver accurately and smoothly. Remember, a clean, controlled run is often scored higher than a fast but error-filled one. Take the time to set up each move properly, and the speed will come naturally. This is relevant, and this comes up if you do barrel racing, team penning, reining, ranch riding, any event where you add speed. I have seen it pop up in all disciplines. When you rush, you get sloppy and do poorly. This really tripped up a reining client that I had who was rushing through their spins. So we worked on mental strategies to stay calm, to stay focused, to stay present, and came up with the strategy to help them ride their spins this way. They were able to stop incurring penalties and increase the spin score by 0.5 point as well. That is a full point increase because they didn't get the 0.5 point penalty and the maneuver score increased by 0.5 point. So that's a full point increase each way. So they increased their reining scores by 2 points just from mental training. Yes, don't let it cost you real points, real time, real money. Okay, and the fifth mistake costing you from pulling a check here, a lack of a post-run review. After a run, it's really tempting to either bask in the glory or quickly move past your disappointment. But skipping a thorough post-run review means missing out on valuable insights. Take the time to assess what went well and where you can improve. Reflecting on your performance helps you identify strengths to build on and weaknesses to address. This process is essential for continuous improvement and achieving consistent success. And sometimes you find unexpected nuggets of wisdom from doing a post-run review. For example, I had one client realize that she was going to store her hat in her trailer in the future after she had thought she'd left her hat in her truck, but she gets all saddled up for her run and realizes she'd accidentally left her hat back in her hotel room half an hour away. So making the whole experience, whatever you're at, whatever competition, whatever it is, making that whole experience go smoother is all part of freeing up your mental resources so that you can be fully in the present moment and do a great job riding your horse. That is why I care about all of these other things that are related to riding but aren't riding, because you need to free up your mental resources. By being mindful of these common pitfalls and taking proactive steps to address them, you're going to be well on your way to pulling a check and achieving your writing goals. Remember, the key to success is not just in physical skill, but in your mental preparation, your strategy, and a deep connection with your horse. So as you prepare for your next run, I want you to remember these 5 key points. Avoid overthinking by trusting your training. Always incorporate a mental warm-up to stay focused. Pay close attention to your horse's signals for a better partnership. Prioritize precision over speed to execute clean runs. And don't skip the valuable post-run review to continuously improve. Mastering these aspects will set you up for success and will help you consistently pull checks in your runs. Stay connected, stay prepared, and ride with confidence. If you're ready for more, don't forget I have a free masterclass to support you all about how to develop your own unshakable confidence as a rider. Links in the show notes. Check it out. And until next time, happy trails.